Arsenal have been handed a massive boost in their transfer pursuit for Joshua Kimmich, according to Florian Plattberg and Sky Sports Germany. A separation between FC Bayern and Joshua Kimmich now or in the next summer is becoming more likely. It is a scenario that both sides are open to. It is currently unlikely that a 29-year-old will extend his contract beyond 2025. Kimmich would be ready to go into the final year of his contract and leave as a free agent. Therefore, Bayern are willing to sell him this transfer window with suitable offers. Concrete talks with Kimmich will take place after the Euros. Still a top player and one of the top earners, at German, and also one of the captains at the German national team. According to Florian Plattberg, there is a big possibility that Arsenal targets Joshua Kimmich leaves this summer or even next summer on a free. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Let's dive into Joshua Kimmich, and we will talk about Onana as well in this video. Where should Arsenal place their focus? We want a number 6, and for me, it is Joshua Kimmich. And I like Onana. I really, really do. But when I compare the two, when I compare a 29-year-old with the role that we're looking for, a new Jorginho, a new Thomas Partey, and I look at Onana, I'm like, I think I'm going to go with Joshua Kimmich. I think Joshua Kimmich is what Arsenal are looking for. Now, apart from this information, again, Florian Plattberg has come out and clarified a few seconds ago. He said Kimmich at the moment is being advised and supported in the background, but Joshua doesn't have, an agent officially yet. Clubs that want him can call him directly or have to call him directly, and that means that you can't call him right now. He's definitely trying to lead Germany into the round of 16, quarterfinals, and probably semifinals and finals. Only top 5 clubs, only 5 top clubs are still in consideration for Kimmich, right? Now, in 2025, Man City is one of them, Liverpool is the other, Arsenal is the other, Madrid and Barcelona, with about 20 million euros gross per salary, that per year per salary. He is one of the absolute top earners at Bayern. Joshua Kimmich looks like he's going to be leaving Bayern now or in 2025 on a free, and Arsenal are among his options. Now, let's calm down. There are 3 things here that we've got to, zero down to. Number 1, Arsenal definitely one of the clubs that Joshua Kimmich wants to play for, and that is a big statement because look at this list, right? Look at this list. When you look at Man City, with Rodri right now, yes, they might be looking for an Ilkay Gundogan replacement, but I don't think Kimmich is Ilkay Gundogan. I think, with Kovacic in that role, I don't see them adding another 29-year-old, 30-year-old midfielder to that setup. So, no, I don't think he goes to Man City, now. I think he can go to Man City in 2025 on a free. Secondly, Liverpool. Liverpool is a massive, massive opportunity for him to go and dominate a club like, Liverpool, together with the likes of Dominic Szoboszlai, McAllister, young blood around him, running past him, doing all the work for him as just, controls the midfield and pulls the strings. And obviously they have a new manager in Ancelotti, so I think Liverpool is a massive shout, in terms of competition to Arsenal. Third is Arsenal, obviously, and with Arsenal, Partey is on his way out. Jorginho is on his way out. Lokonga is on his way out. Elneny is on his way out. I think at Arsenal, Kimmich would be looking to have the same opportunity that he has at Liverpool. Young midfielders, young blood, running for him, doing all the work, and then for him, he's just there in the midfield, pulling a few strings, just doing some, crazy stuff, as a veteran. Real Madrid. This is interesting. Now, when I look at the relationship between Real Madrid and Bayern in terms of buying players, this one is a very interesting one. I won't be surprised if another Bayern Munich player ends up at Real Madrid. Just imagine Alaba, just imagine Cruz, just imagine we could see Alphonso Davies as well go to Real Madrid. I think Bayern, however much they are a big team, Madrid are still a bigger step as compared to them. So again, I can see this happen, right? Especially with Aurelien Tchouameni not giving us the real vibes, and also that new midfield and attack being very young. I mean, we're talking about an average age of around 20 to 23 between Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior, Valverde, Camavinga, and all these boys, and maybe Jude Bellingham as well. You might think, do they really want an older head like to replace Cruz in that midfield? So I can see the Madrid one happen, but we're gonna assess the chances, and then FC Barcelona. Again, with Barca, they don't have a lot of money, so they would be willing to spend around 20 million euros on him. His contract is running down. He can go and leave on a free next summer. I won't be surprised if Barca agree with him to sign for them next year, and then he stays at Bayern for a whole year because of their financial position. So when I think about all the clubs that he's interested in, yes, they can actually get him. They can actually sign him, and that is where the interesting part is. But when we go back to the first article that was first written by Florian Plattenberg, by the way, very good job this guy has done around transfers when it comes to German, but also, in terms of the German market, he's been absolutely brilliant, Florian Plattenberg. So he says here that Kimmich would be ready to go into the final year of his contract and leave on a free. Therefore, Bayern are willing to sell him this summer. Concrete talks with Kimmich will take place after the Euros. This means that Bayern want to sell. Bayern are not willing to lose such a top player, superstar, status on a free. And I think that's about right. I don't see why Bayern would sign Palhinha. Bayern would sign, I don't know, would they go and sign Robert Andrich as well? Probably yes, probably no. They have Konrad Laimer, they have, Goretzka in that team as well. I don't see why they would have all that talent and then still wait another year just to lose Kimmich on a free. So I think they'll be looking to sell this summer. Now, as Arsenal look for a number 6, there are not going to be many on the market. Yes, we've been told the number 6 market has more attractive options than the number 8 options. Which attractive options are you talking about? Like, which attractive options are really on the market, in the number 6 position, and they're affordable that you're talking about? One, Amadou Onana. Who else? Who else is there? Zubimendi. Okay. Who else? I think there are around 2-3 good options on the market in that number 6 position. And the best option is Joshua Kimmich. Won't be surprised if Arsenal pull this one off. I cannot be surprised if a Premier League club pulls this one off. I mean, we're talking about pedigree. We're talking about experience. We're talking about a very talented footballer. For Germany, in these Euros, he's actually playing at right back, right? He's playing at right back, attacking into the midfield alongside Cruz. So they're dictating that midfield with Robert Andrich, Cruz, and him. Just imagine German having Kimmich, Andrich, and Cruz, and Gundogan. That is already cheating. That is more than doping for a national team. That's already more than doping. So for me, Joshua Kimmich is If Arsenal, Edu and Mikel Arteta are in their sound and right mind, he is the player you go for. He is the signing Arsenal have got to go for. Now, what would he bring to Arsenal, and why am I very obsessed with Joshua Kimmich as compared to other players that we are linked with? Onana, Zubimendi, Bruno Guimaraes. Why am I very impressed with him? Why I'm impressed with him is we're talking about a player who has switched careers from proper right back to proper DM, and it has worked. This guy dominated midfields for quite a long time with what do I call him? Mario Goretzka. He's Leon Goretzka. With Leon Goretzka at Bayern and at Germany. And he's been really impressive. Like, when you think about players that are that versatile, when you think about players that have got the ability to just switch from their natural position to a new position, and I think it's Guardiola who actually, made that switch for him. So it would be very nice to see if he can keep that kind of discipline and education. And a manager like Mikel Arteta, a disciple of Pep, it's impressive. It's really, really impressive. So, for me, what Arsenal would be getting is an experienced footballer that was stand by Pep Guardiola. Again, Arsenal and Mikel Arteta are still working on that Pep Guardiola template. And that's why we have still failed to beat him on 2 occasions. We are still working on his template. Every tactics that he changes, we've got to learn. Every time he changes tactics, Arsenal have got to follow, right? So for me, Joshua Kimmich coming into that midfield, forget Partey, forget Jorginho. We're talking about a 29-year-old, younger than them, more reliable than them, less injuries, and very durable. He's like, he would be like, Pirlo slotting into that midfield, like Cruz slotting into that midfield. They're not going to do a lot of hard work for you, but what you want them to do is having that being that 100 touch man for you in the midfield, like just receiving the ball all the time, passing it all the time, moving it on all the time, and doing that, such things. But also, what Arsenal get in this guy, how many Bundesliga titles has he missed? In the last 11 years, Bayern have failed to win the German Bundesliga 1 time. When we talk about domination, when we talk about Arsenal want to dominate the Premier League, Arsenal will dominate the Premier League. You're bringing in a guy that has already dominated a top 5 European league. Yes, for the purposes of this video, German football is not the Farmers League. German football is top 5. When I get to meet them in the Champions League, they straight away become the Farmers League. But my point is, as Arsenal look to dominate, as Arsenal look to become, the household giant name in terms of they've gone 4 seasons in a row just winning. They've gone 5 seasons in a row winning 3 out of 3 out of 5. I think players like Joshua Kimmich, this is where you need them. This is a group of young players that are really good. Odegaard is good. But for me, Odegaard, yes, he can be captain, but shouldn't be captain in this Arsenal team. I would say Jorginho should, but Jorginho has not won as much as Kimmich. So I would say Joshua Kimmich coming in at Arsenal, not taking the captain's headband, but I would see him coming at Arsenal and straight away walk into that group of leaders. Like a 29-year-old who has won everything. Everything. At club level, this boy has won everything. So Kimmich, leader, experience, winner, and the mentality is top notch. This is the guy that broke Arsenal's nose in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. We were about to go to the semi-finals. 1 goal away, and we were into the semi-finals. He broke our nose, and he just made sure that when Arsenal don't have that mentality, Arsenal don't have that mentality, I have that mentality, and I'm going to 100% deal with them. I like that. So for me, Arsenal would be getting a lot more than a footballer. Arsenal would be getting a lot more than a good number 6. Would be getting much more and much more and much more. Now, do I see this deal happen? Yep, I do. I do. And of course, I've been a little bit deluded this summer because I really want a good signing to come in. But why I see this deal happening? 1, why would Arsenal turn down an offer to sign Kimmich? That's number 1. Secondly, Bayern will not let him go on a free. Thirdly, Kimmich to Arsenal depends on Kimmich. You see? It depends on Kimmich. If Arsenal went in there with 15 million, I think we get him. He's going to be one of the biggest bargains. We will see him sign for 15 million plus around 16 add-ons. He's going to be one of the biggest bargains in this summer. And I think Arsenal are just there waiting and, breathing very, very slowly like a hungry lion that has chosen to be smart to get the deer. We don't want to get into, the sprinting race. We don't need to do that, right? What we need to do is lay low in the grass. When the deer passes close, just hang on to it. So for me, Arsenal just need to stay, need to stay focused and follow him. It is a deal that I see happen. All the conditions of this deal can be met by Arsenal. And yes, he's earning 20 million a year. Oh, could that be a problem? I don't think it should be a problem. Offload Jesus, offload Partey, offload Jorginho, offload all those guys. Bring in Kimmich. I would swap straight away. I would swap Kimmich with Thomas Partey, because I know Partey, however much is good, how much I would take him over Kimmich on his day, Partey is not going to stay fit. And Partey is how old now? 31, 32? Around there. Kimmich at 29, 30, 31. Those are 3 years at the top with an extra year like you've seen, from Jorginho at 33. Go and get that deal done. So, the question is, Arsenal are looking at two players there, predominantly. The first one is Onana. The second one is Kimmich. The third one would be Yusuf Fofana. But of course, with Fofana, we don't have enough information to suggest that Arsenal have opened, themselves up to go and negotiate with Monaco. So for me, with Kimmich versing Onana, there are 2 or 3 things Onana brings that Kimmich doesn't come with. Long legs. I'm sorry, that's how you are created, Kimmich. God is to blame. I mean, I don't know if there is a court where we could sue him. Secondly, the other thing that we could sue God for, age. Again, he will not have those legs. Now, when I mean legs, I don't mean the long legs only. I also mean that Onana is younger, and therefore he's got the ability and energy to run. So, in terms, and that's why you see, he's not so good in possession, Amadou Onana, but he's so good at covering ground when Belgium or Everton are out of possession. He's so good at that, and I like it about him, because wherever you are, if you have Declan Rice and Onana coming for you, and you are in possession, you're in big trouble. You have one of the most athletic players in the Premier League in Amadou Onana, and then you have one of the classic ball winners in Declan Rice. Yeah. So Kimmich, you don't have the legs, mate. You don't have the energy. But what you have is that calm that Onana wouldn't have. And in terms of, when I talk about Onana, I always say we have to develop his in-possession game. Kimmich, he's excellent with his in-possession game. So, talk to me. Joshua Kimmich, what's up? What are your thoughts in the comment box below?